I love this song. I love this song. Hey, everybody. Now that's an opening. I'm telling you.
How do people miss that shit? I mean, come on, people. That's like professionalism right there.
I'm
That
telling you right there, isn't
moves
it?
me every time.
Isn't it? And we weren't here last week because, oh man, I was traveling, yeah, and you were doing your thing. You were on the Upshaws. You were up and on the Upshaws. So
Mhm.
some friends will be showing up. I'm sure they'll be coming in here shortly.
Oh,
And
there's no doubt, no doubt. We doing it. We doing it whether there's one or none. That's
that's
how it
right.
goes.
That's
Because we
right.
apologize for not having been here last week. We were the none. So if nobody showed up, we get it. Jeannie, how you feeling? Iona, good to see you again. It's been a minute. We have
Yo,
not chat. We have not
Jeannie.
seen each other.
Hey,
But
baby, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm drinking a little energy drink because man, it's just been so busy. I'm so busy. I mean, it's a balanced one. It's called Zoa. It's very healthy. It's not Red Bull. There's no sugar. It's very very balanced, very healthy, very
No, what is
nutritious.
that called,
Very
baby? Because I don't know that one. What is
It's
it
called
called?
Zoa. Zoa.
Zoa. Oh,
It's
I like
white
the
peach.
name.
I learned all this stuff from Rachel, my daughter, and Kevin, her guy, because they're athletes and they're coaches and they need a lot of energy during the day. And so they figure out all these different ways to get energy without drinking coffee all day or having a lot of caffeine or having a lot of, chemicals in their body.
Mm-hmm.
So they teach me. They're learning me. I'm learning.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Hmm.
I've been doing my turmeric and ginger and celery and carrots and beets, and sometimes
Oh,
adding a whole avocado with
all these
the
are
seed.
so good. You use
So
the whole avocado,
good.
you put it all in with the seed, the block, you put it
Yeah.
all in?
Well, I not with the skin, but yeah, the avocado
No,
in
no.
place of banana. So good. So good. And just so, more than anything, it's healthy. And I'm
Right.
trying to be, as we all are, as we get, especially as you get older, you really want to be conscious about taking care of your body.
Straight, because it becomes more and more and more difficult. I am here to tell you,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
a workout person, you're a person who is about it. When you're younger, as you get older, it just becomes harder to get motivated. Number one,
Mm,
inspired,
mm,
get your butt up, do those things that you need
mm.
to do, whether ride the bike, walk, gym, class, whatever it is. It just makes it difficult. So don't ever stop because it's harder to start it
Harder
than
to
if you
start
never
it.
stop.
Much harder. But, and if you do stop, because I'm one who has stopped, just put one foot in front of the other. Don't pressure yourself and go, I have to do this. Just start going and keep going.
Mm.
And as you know, Phil, I was just on a seafood diet. I don't know if I was seeing every kind of food that I wanted to, and I ate it because I was on a cruise. When you're on a cruise,
They make
Minyango
it
was,
real easy on a cruise.
oh my God, Minyango was playing on the smooth jazz cruise. Kirk Whalen was there, Jonathan Butler,
Mm.
Marcus
Mm.
Miller. You guys, ooh,
Marcus Miller.
I didn't know about Marcus until I went on the cruise. He is prolific. He's amazing, prolific. Patty, okay, I have to tell you a funny story. I'm at the elevator and I'm talking to someone who works there, and I'm a little lost. It's like my second day, and the ship is so big, and all of these different ways to travel. I'm asking this woman. I said, "Oh my gosh, I've got to meet my husband. I hope he's waiting for me." And this woman says something like, "It's kind of clever and smart ass about, yeah, and you keep him waiting all the time. He may not be there when you get there." And I looked at her, and I fell out laughing, and she started laughing, and I said, we have just a way of just teasing up on each other, don't we? She said, yes. I said, my name is Iona. What's your name? She said, Patty. I went, oh, it was Patty Austin. I bowed down.
Legend.
Low, 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 low.
Legend.
Legend and one
Hmm.
of the most terrific jazz singers. It was a wonderful way to meet her and to chat for a little bit. We had a great time. Great
Isn't that
time.
interesting? Ships are very interesting because I don't know if anybody out there has not taken a cruise, but these ships are beautiful. They're huge. They're floating cities,
Mhm.
for real, for real.
Mhm.
I did a show called The New Love Boat, The Next Wave, and so we were on a cruise many times. And it was funny because the first day you see these people so nice, and we're shooting a television show on the ship, so you can't miss us, right?
So
So
wait,
we're
wait,
shooting.
wait. Was the cruise going on for real while you're doing the shooting the television show?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You know this is true. Yes, the
I
answer
didn't
is
know that. I
yes.
thought they were
Oh,
extras.
yeah. Yeah, it's a real cruise. We were on a real cruise with real people and real passengers and non-Hollywood people. I mean, cruise people.
Wow. Yeah.
And they would sign a waiver to be in the background and all that stuff. So, but we're shooting a TV show, so you can't miss us. So I see this lovely lady one day, first day on the cruise. I see her. Hello, how are you? It's nice to see you. Okay, I leave. I see the same lady the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. and you don't realize. Wait. You all together on the ship at sea, and you're gonna see each other every day, in morning, noon, and night.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You can't you can't go anywhere except when you stop at a port, you get off, you get back on, you're going to see each other. And I rather enjoyed that. There were some people on our cruise too where I didn't necessarily see them. I met them once and then I didn't see them again. And there were others that I would just run into quite a bit, and I just enjoyed it. People were very very nice, and it was really kind of cool because it's a theme cruise.
Right,
It's
right,
jazz, smooth jazz.
right.
So there's great music going on all the time, and it was wonderful. It's a smooth jazz cruise, you guys. Marcus Miller, Jonathan Butler, Eric Marenthal. Those are the most, I say, the three like headliner names you can look for to make sure to go. It's on Celebrity Cruises, and I really want to say how great the crew is. The food is good, and we just had a wonderful time. It
That's
was,
lovely, man. And you weren't working. See, I was working,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it
right,
was
yes.
it was different. It wasn't like I could just chill out all day. I was working all day, and then at the end of the day is when we could relax. And then I had to, our TV is tough. The hours are crazy, so we didn't get really a chance to experience it the way you did.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was a plus one.
That's awesome.
It
That
was
is
fun.
awesome. You ain't never been anybody's plus one on. You won. You won the one.
Other You're so sweet. And hey, everybody on Instagram who's watching us. So glad to have you guys here. I see you over there on my over my right shoulder, looking at us through the phone. And oh man, so how's everything else, Phil? How's your week
I've been
been?
busy, man. I've been
Doing
doing the
work.
Upshaws, as you said. I
Yeah.
go back next week to do another episode. I was off this week, but I'm so happy to be doing that show.
Mhm.
It's just a wonderful environment, and it's a wonderful, beautiful African American woman, female forward. A lot of the executives, a lot of the writers are African American females. It's a very diverse production staff and producing
Mm.
executive offices, and I mean from Jewish men to Jewish women to white men, white women, black men. I mean, it's a melting pot. And to have a woman like Wanda Sykes and Kim Fields and Regina Hicks, who's the showrunner,
Mhm.
headlining it, makes all the difference. I mean, Kim's been around as long as anybody. And Wanda's as fiercely intelligent and as beautiful and strong as any actor talent I've ever worked with in my career. She is a force of nature. I love that woman. She has
Mm.
been beautiful to me. I love going there to work. I love making them laugh and giving them a good time. I love the work. I love Mike Epps. He and I have become very, very close, and we hang out a little bit together, and all the crew and the support staff and a lot of the people that because they also double up on Papa's House.
Mhm.
Um, I just am so grateful. to continue to be working and to continue to work at this high level and be hired and respected and honored. And every day I just go in and try and be as good as I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's funnier or more believable or more, whatever it is that I need my character to be. Um, I'm happy to go in there and work hard with them. They're great playmates.
That's fantastic, Phil. And you're talking about a show that you're on. That's showrunner is a black woman. Um, the cast is basically is black, and it's a good show of good quality. And at the same time, you also
Mm-hmm.
mentioned about all the different ethnic groups who are working on the show peacefully, having a great time. It's powerful, and in this day and age
Oh,
of
it's amazing. It's
DEI,
amazing.
which is insane, what we are going through with that. Um, it excites me that there are shows, and I'm only thinking about the entertainment business, but there are businesses in general who are hiring the best people, no matter what nationality they are, as
Mm-hmm.
long as they
Mm-hmm.
are good at their
Mm-hmm.
job. And I will say, though, on a black show, it's good to have black people who are running the show because they are connected culturally to the storylines and to the way the people talk. But they aren't all black. And it's the same thing within any
No, no,
business.
the influences come
We
right come from many areas,
right.
which is good. It's
We are a melting pot of a country. That's what made this country great.
it is what this country is.
Yes,
If
it
this
is,
is a great
baby.
country, it's because of that. It isn't because
Yes.
of the homogenous nature of it. It's because of the
Mm-hmm.
inclusiveness of it
Mm-hmm.
and the diverse cultural bent of this country. Yes, Upshaw's is a microcosm.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there's just good. They hire them because they're good.
Mm-hmm.
From hair to makeup to craft service to lighting to sound to cameras, everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Writers,
good, you're working.
producers, right? Same thing it
If
was
you're
on
funny,
Black
you
on
got a
Papa's
job.
house. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. There's no mention of any of that stuff. There's no dividing lines. Nobody does anything like that in my industry with my experience to prove anything other than that they're good.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
Mm-hmm.
they want to prove. That we belong. That we're
That's
fun.
right.
We're funny. We're good. You believe us. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
Upshaw's is a real. It's real. It really takes place in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is where Mike Epps is from. And it definitely has a tone and of reality that Mike Epps has when you see his stand up and you see his work. They don't hide from anything, whether that's him smoking weed or being a bit of a felon, an ex felon, or having a shady past. They lean right into it, and much to their credit, a lot of the funniest stuff comes from that reality. A lot of the funniest stuff comes from those bumps and bruises and the fleshy underbelly of his life, Wanda's life, Kim's life, the
Mm-hmm.
life of Regina Hicks. I mean, that's what I love about it. It's a Netflix show, so they can get away with a little bit more than you can on a network show because they have
Right.
different taskmasters at work, right? Um,
Right.
and I really applaud them for again leaning into the reality of what the life is of a family called the Upshaws
Mm-hmm.
in Minneapolis, Indiana. It's great.
I think that's what makes successful television is when you
Mm-hmm.
really lean into not just the pretty parts of people, but more than anything, what is the reality of how they are living? What are their foibles? What are the things that they're afraid of? What are the things that are kind of dark about them that aren't always the most straight and narrow? That's with any show, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what drives all of us to watch is what is that character going to do this week? What is the challenge that they have that's going to either make me laugh or make me cry or make me mad? Engage me so that I can be
I want to
involved.
speaking about that. That's a great point because I just need to speak on it because one of
Please.
the people I have a
Yes.
meeting tomorrow that we had to um, change from last week because I was working on the Upshaws, and the person who was coordinating this meeting said, "Oh yeah, you please go do that show because I need to know what happens with Regina." Now Regina is Kim Field's character. I had no idea that this person who's the liaison for the meeting that I'm having with this company is a staunch Upshaw's watcher.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
speaking exactly to what you're talking about. They were like, "No, no problem. We'll readjust this meeting because I need to know what happens in the upshots. I need to know what's going down."
Mm-hmm.
So that speaks to exactly what you're talking about. I mean, this person is a very high level executive in Hollywood, and they're glued to those lives. They're interested in what happens. They want to know the upshot of the upshots. It's
That's
that
what,
simple.
yeah, that's what drives us to those characters. I'm staying with a friend of mine who works with all arts, and what he works on are real people who bring in stories of their culture, of their lives, and their storytelling is so unbelievably unique and interesting. And and the dynamics behind it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the painful, the triumphs, is what we all of us go through humanistically. And to be able to see that, whether it's a comedy like you're doing, Phil, whether it's something like Grey's Anatomy, that's been on the air for, oh my God, so many years. We're talking eons here.
Hmm.
Plus, what I'm talking about, you guys check out All Arts, and go to their website and look at the shows that they have. It's just wonderful that art is so important because it is a reflection of society. It is a way for us to um, delve into another culture, into other people's lives in a creative way that can inform us about our own, can also open us up to new information to learn about each other. And going back to just what you said, baby, that is what makes America different and strong, is the ethnic imbalance, the ethnic richness. I walked around New York today and I saw Hala restaurant over here that's got Middle Eastern food, restaurant over here that's got Dominican food. There's Italian food we're going to tomorrow night. There's China. There's cultures living on this one little spot, and it's a strong arena of America. It's the strength of us all together in making this country great. Homogenizing it is going to take it down and take it somewhere else.
Well, it's not going to happen.
No,
That's impossible.
we're not.
No matter
We're
what they
not
do
going
or
down.
say,
Mm-mm.
we're already on the road, right? We're already a diverse, multicultural country. That's going to continue. It's not going to go backwards, no matter what they say or how they try to legislate it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, I have been having interactions with people politically, religiously, and I've had to
Mm-hmm.
straighten them out
Mm-hmm.
about who I am. And I want people to understand when I post things, repost things that are not things that I have generated, but I'm posting them from other people. Whether it's John Stewart or, it's a Malcolm X or it's whoever, fill in the blank. I mean, I like so many things. So many things are interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to kind of break it down to these people who were either, incredibly religious or incredibly political. I said, I'm neither one of those things. I don't believe in either one of them. I believe in humanity. I don't have to know. We can all be in a room. Okay, you're Democrat, you're white, you're black, you're this, you're gay, you're that, blah, 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 boom. You know what we all are? Humans. All of us. In that room where there are many divisions, whether you want to have a political division, a religious division, a sexual division, a cultural division, that's fine. But we're all human beings. And that's what I put my faith in. That's where I draw my line. That is who I ride with. I don't have to argue it. I don't have to believe in it. You don't have to tell me anything about it. It's in front of my face. I interact with you people every day. I don't have to believe. I know. And I am riding with you. And I want you to ride with me. And there's nothing that's going to divide me from your humanity. Not politics, not republicanism, Democrats, liberalism, conservatism, not nothing is going to divide me from you and your humanity. You want to have a dividing line? That's on you. That's not on me. And I have made that decision a long time ago
Mm-hmm.
because I feel that we're stronger when we stop dividing each other through, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're Jewish, oh, you're Irish, oh, you're Scottish, oh, you're African, oh, you're this. Yeah, but you know what you really are?
And
A
human.
human being.
Mm-hmm.
We are all that. Now, I might not be able to be a woman. I'm not gay. I'm not a Republican. But all those people that I just mentioned are not only are they part of my family, but they're part of my species.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is the strongest thing that we need to focus on. Because what we're focusing on here right now is hurting us.
Completely. And that is the truth. What you're talking about right there, that's the truth. This other stuff are labels that humans have made up to divide us, not to strengthen us. Now, I'm not saying that I don't see color, I don't talk to people with different religions and religious beliefs, faiths, and that I'm aware of that. But still, at the same time, that's a label. But who are you? We together are humans on this big rock called Earth that we need to keep healthy. In a country right now, we're talking about America that we need to keep healthy, and all of those labels end up dividing us as opposed to strengthening us.
You know, it's so funny. I had reposted something that somebody wrote about Colin Kaepernick, and it was, Colin Kaepernick took a knee one time and it destroyed his career.
My gosh.
Elon Musk does two Nazi salutes.
Come on,
No one
Phil.
says a word.
Come on.
They
Oh,
said this was not my post. This was their, but they said the end of the post was that is the definition of white privilege. Now, I posted that. Somebody, one of my followers, reached back to me and were like, AI can show anybody doing a Nazi salute. That's not an. They
oh
didn't
my
mention not one word
goodness.
about Colin Kaepernick. They didn't mention that his life was destroyed. Not that. They wanted to justify Elon Musk and the fact that their agenda, they being the person who responded to me, is being threatened by that post because of their agenda. Not that Colin Kaepernick has been destroyed by a simple act of civil, well, they would say civil disobedience. I would just say that was his right to do so. Um, Quibbling that, not mentioning that, but wanting to justify the Nazi salute that Elon Musk gave. There's another person who hit me up about the this Social Security BS that Trump is spouting about people being 360 years old, 160 years old, 140
Oh,
years old.
oh my God.
These are
Ridiculous.
not facts.
They're
They're not.
not. No.
And the people who follow him will believe it, even
Mm.
really smart people that I know, because it fits their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Not really that if he cuts Social Security and the people that I'm talking about who are
Woo,
responding to
baby.
me,
Baby.
those are the people who are the most hurt.
That's right. That's right. That's what knocks
You
me out.
complaining, you're going to be
Yes.
the hurt the worst.
Yes. And look
Because
at
you ain't
all,
got shit on the back end.
we were just talking about, look at all the people who have lost their jobs. Look at all the people, and they are looking, not firing 6,000 people from the IRS. We can complain now about calling about how long you've got to wait online. They fire 6,000 people. We may never talk to anybody else again at the friggin' IRS. But, and there is someone who is going in and getting all of our personal information, financial, medical, everything. Where is the uproar? But they will get mad at just what you said, and AI can create someone doing a Nazi salute. And I'm sorry, that was not AI, that was real. It was in real time. It was shown live when it initially happened. And yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
fit into their agenda, I'm not happy about what's happening politically. But it looks like that we in America need to go through this so we can figure out who the hell we are. Who are we? Who are we really? Who do we really now find that we are aligned with uh, out of necessity, out of what we need and want and how we want to live? Were things really that wrong that you can what does mom always tell you? Before you get rid of anything, make sure you have something to replace it. And now we're getting rid of a whole lot and we have nothing to replace it just yet. Nothing at all to
Oh,
replace
they
it.
really don't know what they're doing. And the
No.
people that voted for him, the farmers that voted for him that are
Oh,
now
there.
struggling because of you're getting what you deserved. All
Yes.
right. All you people who were in the military, Coast Guards, other aspects of the military, who now your people have been fired, you voted for this
Mm-hmm.
man, you're getting what you deserved.
Mm-hmm.
All the prices going up because of the tariffs. They don't say when these prices are going to go down. They just
Hmm.
say, "Oh, we'll bear it. We'll bear it."
We'll bear
You're a
it.
billionaire. You ain't got
That's
to
right.
bear shit.
That's right.
You're getting what you deserve.
Yes.
So this, I know you're right. We're gonna have to hit bottom before we go back up.
Yes,
And
we are.
you guys signed up for this. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Keep
Yeah.
justifying it all. Keep
Yes.
dehumanizing everybody
Right.
and yourselves at the
Right.
same time.
There was an interesting Instagram clip of a guy just sitting on white cat sitting on his couch drinking a cup of coffee, and all you see is him on the couch, and you hear Barack Obama's voice as if he is watching him on television. He's playing a speech where Barack Obama is talking about all of the immigrants who came to this country, Irish, Italian, so forth and so on, and how they were treated. And it's just perfect when you think about what we're going through right now. And the whole part of that is of how beautiful it is that all of these immigrants came here, and look at how they are. Look at how America is rich with all this different culture that's going on. And I don't know if things will balance out in my lifetime, but I know that they will because they have to go through a hard time. So if we're going to go through a hard time, then let's all go through a hard time. There's a whole faction of people who aren't. But, with that being said, the question then on the table is, so how do we get through this? So how do we, even though we all know we're going to probably talk here again, we talk to our friends, we talk to our family about what's happening in our own anger and frustration, but in the all of it, how do we get through this? That's what's important. I'd like to know what you think, Phil. I'll throw out a couple of ideas. You came here to Earth alone. You were born. You're going to go alone. While you're here, no matter if you're married, no matter what kind of relationship you are in, you have to take care of you and yours. That is most important. Because if we allow anger to eat us up, if we allow fear to eat us up, number one, you can't see what's coming. And number two, you will not be prepared when it gets here. But the other thing is aligning yourself with like-minded people who have more than anything peace and love in their heart and a determination to stay free, to stay productive, to stay viable. And as I see all of this that's going down now, Phil, in our government, it makes me angry. And I think about what can I do? What can I need to do? DEI happened. Well, one small little thing I did is on our IG Live account, as well as on I Own a Lot of Gold. Every single day for Black History Month, I have posted somebody or somebodies in Black who've made Black history, which is American history, which is world history, every single day. And I'll do it for Women's Month for women. And when we get close to Father's Day, I'll do it for men. And as we get close to other celebrations that are now being marginalized or being taken away, so that we can remember that we have to know our history, and we also have to know what people who look like us and who don't look like us have done. That keeps us stronger. If we allow ourselves to get angry, we fall into what they want us to do, and it weakens us. I'll speak for me, I have to continue growing and being stronger in myself as a person. My friends James and I say faith in action. That's very important, especially right now, and to align myself with people who also have the same forward motion thinking as myself, because we're going to have to band together. Revolution has many different forms. We know now the revolution will be televised. In what form, we do not know. But we would like to think that we can make change without it being too negative. And that's just where I'll say about that in that way. But I think it's very important that we not get caught up and allow ourselves to become at the effect of what is going on in such a negative way. And you can say you haven't watched television, but stay informed. However, you do it, reading it, just stay informed. That's a starting point for me. What about you, Philly?
Well, knowledge is power, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and balanced knowledge of the facts and not just the things that make you happy, but the reality. Um, and I think staying informed is important. I do not watch the news like I used to because I don't think that it's giving me anything other than a hard time. And
Mm-hmm.
I have to parse what is being said and how the information is being given to me so that I understand what the truths are to the best of my ability. So I'm not taken by surprise or off. I'm not put off guard. Um, those things help you sleep at night, just knowing what the reality is as opposed to what the lies are. Vet all of the information out of your news sources. Go to government websites and figure out whether or not um, the economy is doing well or not. Find out what the job losses or gains are. Find out how these tariffs are affecting us. Find out what other countries are feeling about the United States and the tariffs that we are imposing on them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just take our government's word for it. Hear about the
Mm-hmm.
people that are being affected, whether it's Mexico or Canada or the European Union. They're all going to be affected. We have an administration that doesn't trust anybody, that wants to stick it to everybody because they feel that we've been hard done by. No, we are the big dogs on the planet. We have always postured ourselves um, to be that, so that when you are wanting people to be beholden to you, you can't hold their feet to the fire because then they are.
Mm-hmm.
You've wanted them to be in your pocket. You've given them the ability to rely on us. We've wanted that. That's who America has always wanted to be. That's then who we are. So now we have to work within that, as opposed to thumbing our nose at them because they've fallen prey to our largesse. We set the table for this. They took advantage, yes. So let's figure out a way to balance it, but not to punish. And it seems like there's a lot of punishment going on, and that's never going to help our relationships with anybody. Did it ever help your relationship with your parents when they punished you? Did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
When you got a whooping? No, you don't. You wish your parents would have handled it a little bit differently? Would have maybe seen
Mm-hmm.
your side of it? You're a kid. You make mistakes. You fall down. You get back up. Your parents didn't just put you in the corner for 20 years. So, be aware of what's happening out there. Be informed about both sides so that you are secure. Beyond, like I said, your comfort. Not just the stuff that feeds your agenda and makes you feel good about yourself, even though your neighbor's suffering. Um,
Oof.
Also, looking on your neighbor. I saw an interesting post the other day of a guy dancing around, and they were like, "This is Benny." 2 days before he shot himself, he's dancing around, singing, life of the party. Man was in pain. People are having dark moments. People,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get out of your shit. Right, white, left, whatever you think you are. Everybody's going through something. Everybody. It's
Everybody.
not political. It's not religious. It's not racial. It's just humanistic. So let's be a part of this human race and put our arms around people. Start to understand. No, I don't want to argue with you about your point. If I don't like your point, I will allow you to have it, of course. But I'm not going to continue to argue and run into a wall of illogical thinking because you want to have the conversation. And nor do I want to be the person who's having the conversation that makes no sense. I want to understand who I am and where I'm going. I want to understand who you are and where you're going. And I want to get there together whether I agree with you or I don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's no room for that right now. Everything's closed off. Minds are closed, hearts are closed, and we have to open them again.
We do. And I think just what we were saying about this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we all decide on who we are. And we stop and realize we are not in this alone. Just what you say, Benny was dancing around 2 days earlier and then he shot himself because he's in pain. And people can't express their pain. We've there's some compassion that is missing, and patience with each other, and an open understanding that we really need to show people more grace and make it okay to be unsure in the moment. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm confused. It's okay. That's a humanistic feeling. We've all been there. Let's talk about it, or find somebody you can talk to about it, so you can be okay. Everybody talks about being perfect. I'm wonderful. I'm this. Shit. No, 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 no. That's not always the way that it is. Sometimes you reach you're at a rocky impasse. It's a rocky road. And we need to make it okay for people to talk about that. Make it all right. Because every time we see a perfect person, there may be something they're hiding. I'm not saying that everybody's going through the same thing, but a lot of times there's no one who is perfect. There's shit happening with everybody. It's in some way, shape, or fashion. And I agree with you, Phil, about I don't watch the news as much as I used to. I do find different sources of not just watching the news, because a lot of it is feeding me what it wants me to know. I didn't say just me, Iona, but me as the viewer, as opposed to checking many different sources. I like to look at the BBC. I like to look at PBS. Oh my gosh, PBS and NPR are coming under attack, and I pray that we can all band together to keep. We need those sources of creativity and those sources of
Objectivity.
information. Mm-hmm. We
Mm-hmm.
do. We need them.
Objective journalism.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We need that desperately. Because if we don't have that, then we're going to dumb down ourselves and be fed information that is not necessarily true. I don't see what K9 is saying. Unfortunately, we have to go through conflict and tough times to reach peace. However, it seems even basic peace seems like out of reach. That hope is always there. Let me see. However, it seems even basic peace seems out of reach. That hope is always there.
That hope is always there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you want to say about that?
I'm thinking about it because I do have something to say about it. But I wanted to
Oh
take a
yeah,
moment.
it takes tough times to go through, and we're
Oh
in them
yeah.
right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I was obsessed with the news when Trump first won because I couldn't believe it. Now I
It's a
don't watch
daily
it
thing.
because I can't believe it. It's the same thing. I couldn't stop watching it because it was like a train wreck. I couldn't believe it. Now I don't want to watch it because I know it's a train wreck and I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't really changed, and that's really the sad part of the whole. As far as I'm concerned, that's the sad part of the whole thing. And that people think that Biden was worse and that Kamala would be worse. And
Come on.
um,
Bet y'all
I
miss that little
just
black girl now, don't you?
we are not a political show. We are not a we're just two folks who have feelings about life, and I think that's what's really important to understand about what we're doing here. I'm not a political wonk. I do not really care about politics, even though they affect every aspect of my life, because that's what our country's built on in a way. Um, I don't think it serves any purpose for me. It serves to divide us and to give us talking points that we can have contentious dialogue about. I don't find it to be very soothing or progressive, especially not the way politics are going right now. I just don't have that in my heart. So I choose not to involve myself with that aspect of life. Um, and I'm just fine with it. I'm just fine. One of the answers, I think, to all of this: find your truth, see who you are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot obviously happening around us that we cannot control. We control it with the power of the vote, control it with the power of a voice. You can write to your congressman, you can write to the people that are making these decisions. You can do all of that, but you can't control them.
Mm-hmm.
We can barely control ourselves. So, my mission for me is to take control of my narrative, to create as much autonomy as I can so I'm not affected by the decisions that are made by others. Go to work as best I can, squirrel my little nuts away so that I am inured to certain things that are going to happen in life, and just take care of my business, take care of my people, take care of my village, my culture, my family. That's what I'm all about. And if each one of us work on that aspect of our own truths, I think we're going to be better for it.
I agree with you. I think so. I think so too. And I would like to say I think hope is being challenged right now. What what we hoped for. I know I hoped for. It seemed like for a while there we were really growing, that this country was expanding and the consciousness was being elevated, and a dark source has come into us, but nothing can come into you if you do not only invite them in, but if you don't accept it. And so it's being accepted by too many people. But I do think there is hope, because I do believe that where there is conflict, where there are strong issues that are negative that are happening to us right now, it also makes us look and see, as I've been saying, who we are and what are we going to do about it. Taking care of home first is most important.
Hmm.
Most important. Because if you're not taking care of home and you're out there taking care of everything else, you really do not have a good foundation. We need a good foundation. And two, align yourself with other positive people and be positive. Don't, we can talk about not wanting to see that person's face on the television, not wanting to hear that voice, don't want to, but so look at what can you do to replace that. Phil's talking about other news organizations to look into, other readings to look into, really past Google, other things. And I'm not saying anything against Google at all. I'm not saying anything about against news sources. I'm saying just open yourself up to other ways of getting information that's probably closer to the truth of what is happening, so you can make an informed decision about anything. And stay positive. I know we're going to go like this for a while, but stay positive. It's the only thing that's going to combat the negative crap that is going on. And writing is important. Write your senator, write your congressman, write your councilman, tell them what you don't like. Start a writing program that will get more things moving. People say, oh, I'm only one person, I can't do anything. But if 500,000 people say, I'm just one person, I can't do anything, if all of them change their minds and they did something, change could and quite possibly be made. And something else you said, Phil, that I totally agree with. We got to take care of our neighbors, check on them,
Hmm.
see how they're doing.
Hmm.
Just because there's a Mercedes in the driveway doesn't mean they're doing okay. If you want to put a financial thing on it, because at some point, money is not everything that's going to make this or your heart okay. Connections with people, people checking in on you, being able to talk to somebody about what you're going through. Other people are more fearful than you are. Be a
And
sounding
check
board.
out check out your own microaggressions. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I mean, I said earlier, we're not perfect. We're not. I'm not hardly perfect, but I am working at truth. That doesn't mean I'm not emotional. Doesn't mean I don't get angry. Doesn't mean I don't have harsh words.
mm,
Here's what I do when I feel like I've overstepped. Right? You guys have heard me here. I am very strong with my opinions. I have a lot that I think about during a day. I read a lot. I expose myself to a lot. I am philosophical. I am one world oriented, whole world oriented. So I can get pretty testy. And what I do when I get testy with someone, I apologize. I say I'm sorry. I say I know that I'm a little sharp. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Certainly not my intention. But if I did, I respect you enough to be able to say I'm sorry. And I think we don't do that enough.
mm,
We just feel guilty and embarrassed. We just keep yammering on, justifying what we're saying. It doesn't matter whether you're right, people. If you've hurt somebody, if you have
mm,
laid them low with your truth, your
mm.
righteousness, your justifications,
Your
you have
opinion.
hurt another being.
Hmm.
That's more important than being right, in my opinion. So I will be more than happy to fall on my sword if I know I'm wrong. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's necessary because we cannot continue to go along thinking that that I got a problem, that I'm super Teflon, that
Mm,
everything I say is gold, that all my
mm,
logic is logical.
mm.
It's all stuff, man. It's even on the highway. People trying to cut in. You're gonna let them in. You're just gonna try to cut them off. Why? For what? It's just a small example, but these are the things that as you go through your days, your years, your time, they stack up on you, pile up on you, so that you're under this mound of shit. That if you were to just say, "Hey, my bad, can we start over?" Hey, I hear you. I hear you. I don't agree, but I hear you. I hear you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I
Hmm.
honor you. Then we can all get along. We don't have to sing the same song. We can all get along.
Yeah. Minyango has a phrase, we can, which is not his, but he likes to use a lot. We can agree to disagree, and we can still be okay with each other. We don't have to, if we don't have agree on everything. One thing we can agree on, I always want to be in agreement on people, is that we want this world to work. We want our country to work, and hopefully we can get there. Even if it's different, it's still something where it does not hurt other people in order for us to survive and thrive. Let's see a comment. Cole says, it seems like every day the world seems so overwhelming, be it news, relationships, etc. So how do we have the time to process our feelings? You take the time. You got to give yourself the time. That's on you. You have to sit in a quiet place, or in a, I like to do this sometimes, go to a restaurant with all the white noise around me and write out my thoughts, my feelings, or go to the beach, or go to a park, or just sit in the corner of a room in your house or your apartment, wherever you are, in your car. I've done a lot of videos in my car when I'm having thoughts and things. And you take your time to find your peace. It's your peace. I've told you before, I'm a chanter. So if I'm flipping out, I'll chant in a minute, and it just calms me so that I can think clearly about what is the next step, or what do I need to do right now. I think that's really important. If we stay at the effect of all the shit that's going on out there, it's going to mess us up. It's going to mess us up. That's what I want to
Take
say
care.
about that.
Take care of your mental.
Yes.
Take care of your mental. I mean, it's this unconscious stuff that's going to hurt us. So that's what I'm speaking on. That's what I'm working on. The unconscious. You know. And yeah, you're going to be upset by certain things that happen. The same way that when Biden was in office and the other people were upset about whatever he would do. What we can't do is get overwhelmed by it.
Mm-mm.
What we can't do is let it rule our lives to the degree that it throws us off our lives. And Coles was talking about it's hard to be kind, that you can't trust anybody. People can be untrustworthy no matter how kind we are. Be kind anyway.
Yeah, because that's how you
Kind
live.
anyway. Not my business.
Mm-mm.
Whether they're trustworthy, that's their karma. It's my business to be trustworthy. I don't have to be trusting if I don't feel it, but I want to be trustworthy, worthy of trust. I want to be kind beyond your kindness. That true kindness doesn't
Mm-hmm.
require kindness in return.
Yeah.
It can
Be-
exist on its own.
yes, I agree. And you will attract different people who are truly kind, who are truly someone who can be trustworthy. Um, because if we gauge how we're going to be on how others are, we're always going to be flip flopping, and we'll never find the balance of who we are. But your opinion is right on. In my opinion, I want to come back to you, Patricia, and then I want to come back to this. You are telling the truth if people don't want to hear it. Okay. Thanks, baby love. Thanks, Coach, too. Thanks for the dialogue you guys are having. Keep it coming. You know, what we're saying is easier said than done, yes, except for this. I know that Phil and I we both walk in our own shoes. We have both walked in this world, um, feeling at the effect of others. Okay, I'll speak about myself. I know I've walked in this world feeling at the effect of others and what they thought about me, or how they were feeling. And so this is when I was younger, and I never found the balance of, so, but who am I? What do I think? Because if I know who I am and what I think, then I'm not going to change being kind. I'm not going to change having faith and hope. I'm not going to change. And there are going to be more people I am going to attract into my life and who I'm going to be attracted to who also aren't going to change. And I know that I've run into people because they've told me who have not been the nicest or felt the best about themselves, who've come up to me after working with me or spending the day with me or meeting me or whatever. And they've said, wow, you're so positive. You really have me looking at what am I thinking about? You can be an inspiration to people without meaning to be an inspiration, but just because of who you are. And baby, there are some motherfuckers out there. They're mean. But you don't have to take that in. I ran into one on the boat. I'm not going to mention his name, but he wasn't very nice.
Paul. I'm kidding. I have no idea what it is. I'm kidding.
And I had a choice in that moment to fire back at them. I didn't because I want my husband to keep his job. But also, why? He was he's going to have to sit on that. He's ugly. He's not the master of me. I'm the master of me. And I find that when you meet people who are not kind or who are mean in the moment, they are looking right through you. Even if they're looking right at you, it's not even about you. It's about something that's bugging them, that's in their craw, and you happen to be the person in that moment. There are people out there who will hurt you or want to. There are people out there who are not nice. But you know what? If you are, if you have faith in who you are, you'll not only meet fewer of those people, but in that moment, you might change them just a little bit. Or for sure, you're going to stay balanced in who you are. The world is not perfect. We're not going to meet angelic people all the time. But I promise you, you meet more trustworthy people and people who have more positive attitude in the world if you stay balanced on being that way yourself. It's when you flip flop, is when you're at the effect of their stuff. So I want to support you in doing that. What did you say, Colso, baby? That's why I'm here every week to seek different POV from you both, to seek it from everyone in this chat. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you too, baby. I'm
Um,
paused. Go ahead,
we're
honey.
asking for answers. We're asking for answers for what's going on. This is it.
Hmm.
This is it. This is a small sampling of what the answer is. We spoke about this before. I'll speak on it again. I'm doing the Upshaws. Thinking to myself, I got to bring my A game. I got to be this. I got to be that. I got to show the example of this and blah 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 blah. All of a sudden, I went, no, I do not. No, me being me is the example. Me showing up and having my own integrity, my own ground of being, my own set of standards. That's the example. I don't have to do anything more. It's not my business to show them, prove anything to them. It's my business to be the best me I can be. That doesn't happen to be on a set. It can be, that's life. That's here tonight. That's everywhere you are. It is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's no change. It's when you sleep, it's when you eat, it's when you wake, it's when you walk, it's when you work. Be the person you need to be, who you need to be. Take care of you. Handle your business. If every one of us did that, how much better off we would be. Because it's not my business how you handle your business. It's not my business to filter your reality. It's impossible. It's my business, my job, my challenge, my task to filter the reality that is coming through my perception to the best of my ability, to live in truth, to walk in the light, to be the answer for me. so that when you encounter my being, hopefully you encounter truth.
Mm.
Hopefully, when I encounter your being in the same place, I am being exposed to truth. I am being awash in honesty, authenticity, uniqueness, because no one can be you. No one can understand the truth of you like you. And I want all of you, and I want me to embody this, to walk that walk. I want inspiration from you. You are what keeps me going when I don't know how to go forward myself. So, man, this is real right now. I mean, these are real questions we all have to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, our clerics, our ministers, I mean, they're all wonderful guides. They're all great mentors. But you're the one who's going to make the decisions about how you couch and you qualify all the information you're
Yeah.
given,
Yeah.
all the things that they're teaching you and they're sharing with you. You're the final say. So what you got to say?
That was good, honey. That's the truth. That's the truth. And all of you guys with like Culture Soul says, it's so good to get so many questions and points of view from all of you, and it's a safe space to come here and blah, put it all out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Phil and I are not political hacks. We're not professional. I'm a little bit of a hack, but I'm not professional. We're not. We have our opinions, like everyone does, with the information we get, uh, that we filter through and that we get. And I think that with not only with politics, but also on how we live our lives, and all we can do is share from our heart and our truth about what we see in the world and what we've experienced and how our lives have been shaped better sometimes from as we've shared with you our own pains and our own triumphs, our own losses, and our own successes, and so forth and so on. And I think it's important for us to continue to do that with each other, and to something that you mentioned, Patricia. And basically, it's like what the old folks used to tell me: don't throw pearls to swine. Not everybody deserves you. And I'm not talking about your kindness, but sometimes you bump heads with people and you find yourself trying to make sure they like you, or trying to see what's going on, some people just don't deserve you. Don't make them bad, don't make them whatever. But not everybody's going to be your flavor, and not everybody's going to be your flavor. And that's okay. And I think when we are honest about that and then we move on, we can bump into somebody else who is. And there are some trustworthy people out there. But you got to know who to be trustworthy with. You got to know who is your people. And sometimes I think we give too much too soon, too fast to people. Share too much too soon. Share your laughter, share the moments, but you don't have to share all the stuff that's in you, your little secrets and intimacies right away. And sometimes it's better to listen, as our daddy used to say, listen more and talk less. So you can hear where people are coming from around you, and also to really give an opinion that you have about something. Because oftentimes when you talk too much, you don't hear what's going on. You guys are just awesome. I want to clarify my position. What you saying, baby? I am positive and an empath. Yes, you are, but I can't escape from seeing things how they really are, being realistic. Hmm.
all of us, all of us. Swinging into my final comments because I got to move on to other things, um, and I'm filled with energy right now. K9, don't change.
Hmm.
Be an empath. Be positive and see reality. We can walk and chew
Hmm.
gum at the same time. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can feel bad about the situation because it really is bad. There is bad in the world. It's not all good. We can learn to be good through it. We can make the best of it. through it, but we have to call it what it is. And it doesn't do us any service, any favor, not to call it as it is and as we see it. We can still attack it with kindness, love, hope, clarity. But you have to know what you're attacking. You have to know what you're fighting. And sometimes you need to fight. Sometimes you need to stand up. Sometimes you can't lay down. You shouldn't lay down. I won't. Iona knows me. I'm a fighter. I don't know where it all came from, but yeah, I'm a fighter. I will fight you if I feel aggrieved, threatened. You know. So yeah, I'm willing to go there, but I don't live there. I live in a place of love. I live in a place of acceptance, support, joy. I really do. That's why I do what I do. I'll leave you with this. I have these moments in my life of absolute, unmitigated, ridiculous joy. Tears streaming down my face, singing at the top of my lungs, driving in my car down the road, just knowing I am so blessed. I have an amazing family. I have an incredible career. I have incredible family members, my sisters and friends, and an opportunity that's just beyond. Everything I do in my life is magical. Every job I ever take is incredible. So I'm driving down the highway and I'm feeling this thing and I'm just overwhelmed. I call my daughter because I've told her many times that I've had these moments, but I've never really called her in the throes of that moment. So I called her and I said, I just want you to know I'm going through it now. I'm having the most amazing, joyous, incredible moment. And I just love you so much. I'm so proud of you. And I just need you to feel it when I'm having it. I tell you about it, but I need you to share with you what's happening right now. And she was just thrilled. We were both thrilled. I share that with you so that you share. You share these moments with people. Don't just call them up and say, I'm doing so badly. I don't feel so good today. Call them when you're feeling amazing. Call them after you've gotten out of the shower. You've been singing at the top of your lungs. I don't care how well you sing or not. Call somebody and go, man, I feel great. How you doing? I just want to give this to you. I want to give you this love right now. I want to give you this light. I want to give you this soul, this spirit. I want to share this with you. Do it for yourself. Do it for the people around you. You know how good you're going to feel after that conversation. You know how good that other person's going to feel after this conversation. How often does somebody call you and go, I am in the throes of absolute joy right now. I am ecstatic. And I cannot believe I wanted to share with you. You're the person I thought of. I love you so much. You know what kind of a tonic that is? You know what kind of a vitamin that is? So yeah, man, that's how I'm living. And yeah, I got shit going on. I got problems, issues, but I'm not gonna let them get me. No, no, no. This is my story. I get to write it. I get to scribe my novel. I'm gonna write it with joy and light and lightning bolts and gold and unicorns and rainbows and all kind of shit. It's beautiful. How your story gonna be written? I want to read it.
That was great, Philly. That was wonderful. You know, as I'm walking through this world and there's some stuff going on that's just can turn my heart upside down. I have a group of girlfriends every day. We're sending different stuff from TikTok, from YouTube, from Instagram that we find of what's going on that's negative, that's happening. Can you believe so and so did this? Can you believe what's going on in our government? Can you believe in with all of that we do? The one thing that we always end up with is I love you, I love me, and I love being alive. And it's all talk about what can we do to be a positive force in this world. We have a gift that each one of us is given. And one of the people here mentioned that they're quite empathic. Oh, baby, that's such a gift. So many of us are. And then there are others that are specially touched to be even more sensitive. And it's hard because there's so much stuff going around. You feel everything. But I believe that if we come to this earth, if we are born, at whatever time we're born, that time needs us. That world right now, it needs each and every one of us. We are not here to suffer. We are here to thrive. We are here to love, to nurture, to grow as spirits inside of this human form. It's like our rocket ship. Inside of us is a soul, and we are a spirit that can be full of kindness and joy and love. And none of that needs to be taken away from any one of us because of someone you run into or because of some political aspect of what is happening. Don't be at the effect of that, no matter what. If you ever want to read about the original Buddhists, the Buddhists that came and what they went through, because that religion, in a sense, was not liked by the emperor. And so people were were jailed, and they were tortured. And in the end, they were released because they still chanted, even if they couldn't aloud. They still stayed peaceful. And that energy radiated out. Nelson Mandela, how many years did he spend in a prison and the way he was treated, only to leave and become the president of South Africa, the country he went to prison for? And I am here to tell you, baby, and that's baby to each and every one of you, keep your kindness, keep your joy, keep your love, and find people who can reciprocate and who can give to you so you can receive. It will mitigate and it will lessen the other crap that we all know we run into. But don't let nobody take control of you. Don't let it. And if you start in that moment, just breathe and relax and go, I'm not going to do that. And see what happens. Piece by piece. See what happens. You're here to live in joy. You're not here to suffer. I'm so glad to have all of you guys with us tonight. Hey, this is where you call and find Mr. Phil Morris. The Phil Morris. Everywhere. And this is where you can find me. I own a lot of gold. That's true. I own a lot of gold. And you do too. And this is where you can find a wonderful show. The vision is possible. It really is, you guys. So as we move on, really nice to see you, Phil. I've missed you.
You too, Anna. Welcome back.
Thanks. You too. It's great to see you guys. We've got a really cool guest next week. We've got some more. Hey there, Carlise. Great to have you here. And bye-bye. It's great to have all of you guys coming with us. Remember to subscribe and comment and share our page with other people, you guys. And so we can continue to grow. And like we always say, have a great weekend. Night, Philly.
See you guys in a week. Love you.
See ya.